already said. Being gave away the jewels already. I shared the gems. It's for you to pick up and do what you will with them. Music always been my sport, ever since I was born, cut from my mom's umbilical cord. It's universal law, treat every case like it's tall. And yeah, I'm tired of going to court. My words are like knives and vinegar, and it don't take a genius to decipher these liquid swords. There's no chinks in the armor. You do the mathematics and you soon discover there are no flaws. I'm God's microphone, what I spit is potent. That's why the earth shook, because of the words that were spoken. But I remain humble, not looking for residuals, surrounded by criminals asking me to perform miracles. And I redirect them, they need to become spiritual. You have an army, maybe you could become a general. You have to start from somewhere and not be so general, and not succumb to the pitfalls of life in general. What's going on, everybody? It's your host. How you doing? Yeah, this sounds like the host of this podcast is called How You Doing, right? That's my name, How You Doing? It is what it is. Welcome if you're new to the channel. Welcome if you're new to the podcast, and salute to everyone who's been rocking with me to date. How y'all feeling out there, man? Boy, oh boy. Man, oh man. Woo! Man, oh man. Just had an earthquake not too long ago. Let me tell you, man, when nature reminds us of how mortal, how insignificant we are, man, like you just, there's things that happen that show you how just like unimportant the crazy things we worry about are. Just so insignificant, meaningless in the grand scheme of things, man. Earthquake struck. My people are okay. My loved ones are okay. And for that's a blessing. I don't think anyone really got hurt. They say the numbers were 3.8, from 3 to 3.8. New York City area, Jersey. They were even saying that, Connecticut, which is like, what they call a tri-state area. Let me tell you, man, I don't know anywhere that's equipped to sustain an earthquake. New York City is definitely not equipped, nor is it prepared for that type of natural disaster to occur. God forbid, heaven forbid, please. Oh my goodness, yo, I tell you, man. You see something like that happen, you're not thinking about no nondescript chain that is yet to perform and show you maximum gains. You know what I mean? You're not thinking about that. You're not thinking about stuff. It's just primal survival. For sure. I mean, let me tell you, man. It just puts things in perspective. Like this stream I'm doing right now is just to kind of like send a message so people could remember what's important in their life, like themselves, their loved ones. Like when I say yourself and your loved ones, how you feel inside and out is what matters, how you feel about yourself, how you feel and care for yourself and the people you care about in your life and in your community, I think matters a lot, a great deal, because anything can happen. Anything can happen at a split second. Everything can change. Life-changing experiences. In crypto, oftentimes people, including me, I'll talk about life-changing gains. Life-changing. Basically, chasing materialism in a way, forgetting that money is just a tool. Money is not the end all be all, but for many it is. For many, they will sacrifice themselves. I fell victim to it because I didn't know any better. When I was a much younger person, I was indoctrinated in the education system and became a worker bee. and I'm still a worker bee. But I'm a worker bee with a little bit more information than I had 30 plus years ago. In other words, like, just a little bit more equipped. But when you're just chasing money and you sacrifice your health, you sacrifice your overall well-being, you ignore pains that you have in your own body just because you got to make $1 out of 15 cents in honor of Tupac Shakur. You're doing everything against what your better mind, your better heart, your better intuition tells you, just to chase $1. And we don't take that with us when we transition. We take none of those things with. That stays here. That stays here in this reality. Imagine imagine you're wherever you are. Me, in my case, I was home with my family, and all of a sudden you hear this boom. There's been a series of booms taking place that make no sense, but we're gonna stick to this situation though. You hear this one special boom. I thought the biggest piece of furniture just fell in my house, or someone fell, or the biggest door, the heaviest door in my home just got slammed because someone got emotional or something. I didn't know what to think. I saw nothing fall from the walls or the shelves. And then I looked after my loved ones and they were okay. They heard the boom too, felt the home shake, saw that they were okay. Then the awareness spreads. You call people you care about, you look after your neighbors, etc., etc. Because everything can change. It shows you how powerless we really are. That's why a lot of times, like, when those things happen, it just reminds me to remain grounded in life. Just because everything and anything can change at a split second. Take nothing for granted, y'all. Take absolutely nothing for granted. No one's guaranteed tomorrow, right? For me, in general, this year has been extremely bizarre. I'm not going to go into so many details. I'm going to give a couple examples on a macro level, but definitely on a personal level, this year has just been upside down, crazy, bizarre, surreal to the max. But in the beginning of this year, for example, with all those reportings that we were hearing about aircrafts crashing, how crazy was that? I've never in my natural life, I've been out here for a short period of time, in the grand scheme of things, heard so many planes going down. I mean, it's just crazy. Even up here, right, where I'm at in New York, for example, separate from the plane accidents and tragedies that have occurred, and this is worldwide with the aircrafts, scary as F. Over here, we've had something happen within the last few years that is extremely peculiar. Some people say it's like weather systems and weather patterns, excuse me, that seem like they've been extremely sort of like more devastating than normal. Rainstorms, like rain, we get showers all the time. All my life I've been experiencing showers. Every now and then you have those that are stronger than others, but a simple old shower that we would get, maybe create 1 or 2 inches of rain, 3 inches maybe, they are causing floods over here. Within the last 3 years, we've been suffering from floods from something that we would just, I was so used to experiencing. Now it's creating floods, shutting down transit systems, affecting the infrastructure. Roads are blocked because of water damage. We didn't have this going on as recent as 5 years ago. This was non-existent. Maybe 10 years ago, this was non-existent. One time where I live, we had a snowstorm. It might have been maybe two, not even a snowstorm really, 2-3 inches. It shut down an entire borough. Weird occurrences amidst a bunch of other things that are going on. The sun is shining different now. I don't even understand. We have longer winters now. We have winters that are on average 6 to 7 months strong. Our winter this year began in, let's say, the end of September into October around, and didn't end until the middle of May. No foolishness. No exaggeration. We have longer cold weather systems and periods than before. I don't know what's going on. Call it, ozone layer, global warming. I used to hear about global warming in grade school. And maybe it's coming to pass. We see what's going on with artificial intelligence. We see what's going on with all kinds of propaganda about the robots that are taking over. And we're going to be out of jobs in 5 years. Right? And people are going to be walking among us that are just going to be artificially intelligent and not really going to be human. They're going to be regular folks looking like you and I. They're going to know how to talk. They're going to know how to have sex, right? They're going to know how to just mingle and schmingle, interact. And they're going to be AI. We don't know. Listen here, man. Listen here, man. Amidst all the madness that we understand taking place, people want to, control population. All that whole stuff that these globalists and elitists are up to, always up to some shenanigans to try to control weirdos. Amidst all of those things taking place, when something like an earthquake, when something like some type of tornado, when something like a tsunami, a hurricane, avalanche, right? Any type of worldly volcano eruption, like any type of cataclysmic event, natural cataclysmic events that occur, not man-made either. CERN, HARP, and all these, entities that, these people always try to act like they're the creator. Their arms are too short to box with God. We'll always be too short. We'll never be able to reach. Never ever be able to reach the highest, of the most high. Whenever, you see these events take place, it just reminds you of how infinitely finite we are. Infinitely mortal. Right? And in the meantime, in between time, while we experience, right, this existence that we call life, what are we doing? What are we really doing on a day-to-day to allow ourselves and our loved ones and our communities to experience something better, to experience a better reality? What are we leaving behind? What are we doing today to help make a better tomorrow? And I have to remind myself of these things too. And for what it's worth, I don't have a hand or a handle on the mysteries of life. I don't have the answers for everything, right? I don't think anyone really does, even though some pretend like they do. But for what it's worth, we don't know when our time's gonna be up. Some people act like they do, but that's not for them. This is not for them. We don't know in general when our time's gonna be up. So in addition to living life to the fullest, to the absolute fullest, right? We also have to be mindful, have presence of mind of the quality of life, of how we live in our lives to the absolute fullest. Because you could be doing the best you can at being the worst person in the world, right? You could be doing a great job at being a subhuman type of individual. I'm talking about pushing through the challenges, pushing through the problems, pushing through your shortcomings, and just making your best effort to be the better you. That's what's important, I think. That's what's going to take you far, and that's what also will probably catch fire, where other people will just mimic those same qualities, especially if you're someone who's respected, endeared, and loved, or people just like to imitate, right? People like to really duplicate what they see others do. That's how we learn. That's how we grow. It's part of human behavior. You want to emulate greatness. You want to emulate people who you respect highly. And you move forward and you do the same thing, and let that spread. Let that be a positive contagion, if that even exists, right? Right? So, that's all I have to say, really. I wanted to keep it really short. But that brief quake that took place, and this is another thing, right? Going back to the weird occurrences that have taken place. A year and a half ago, we had another earthquake that was a little bit more, lasted longer, and I think the numbers on the Richter scale reached 4.8. The tremors, you could feel the actual tremors, the rumblings. It lasted longer. It was like maybe a good 20, 30 seconds of sheer terror, of rumbling, of tremors, of shaking, and you're like, oh my God, you hear a woo, and then everything around you is just trembling. Everything trembling the same time, including you. But this time, this was this short boom that you hear, a boom, and then there's another event that took tonight, or last night. The time of this recording is, whatever. But when the boom happened hours ago, it was short, but it was felt louder than what happened last year. It was a shorter, more impactful punch, if you will, or explosion. Really, a boom. It was out of control. It's crazy, man. Another time, not too long ago, maybe a good 3 months ago, we talk about weird occurrences that have happened, right? So many people where I live, we were awakened by this boom that we heard in the sky. After something, we were alerted that there was some type of upheaval taking place in the other part of the world, where there was just this rumors about, a war that's about to happen, right? So we're on alert over here in New York. We're on alert, crazy. It's just, you just been traumatized. Epicenter of the lockdown, not, years ago, all kinds of weird. Target, just a target. NYC is just target. Always will be, just a target, whatever. Not whatever, but that's. So when recently, like 3 months ago, there was an alert about some kind of war that was about to start, or fear of war, and, I think it was a fight between Israel and Iran taking place, like hard body, right? Missiles, they sent launching missiles at one another. The next day, there was some type of boom we heard in the sky over here unilaterally, and everyone shook. Everyone took to the internet too. We're like, yo, you heard that? You heard this? What's going on? We on alert. PTSD, fear. I'm thinking it's thunder, but it sounded a little more stronger than thunder. It's crazy, people. Like how mortal we really are. People not try to forget, but sometimes we forget. We take for granted so many things, and then certain events take place and it reminds us why we need to be appreciative of all that we have, including ourselves, because at any point, at a fraction of a split second, all that can change, and not necessarily for the better. So take care of yourselves out there, people. Please take care of yourselves. Take care of the people who you care about. Take care of your communities. Crypto Wonder, I'll catch you on the next one. Please be well. Light Wonder, Crypto Wonder, Baba Will, all that. Listen, man. Salute to y'all. Take care.